Rabbit sells cars to adult film stars. I love early T-birds, but I can't fit in them. I'm 6'2" and kind of fat, so it doesn't work. So I admire them from afar, and I drive Chevelles. They fit me like a glove, and I love them. A lot like my adult film star friend with her Camaro. It was a little too much for her. And, we put her in a nice Corvette that she absolutely loves. She's still driving now. To recap on that, I sold this 70.5 split bumper Camaro to an adult film star from LA, and she's actually back home. She lives in 96, and she lives in a little small town. She was visiting family. She came out to one of my car shows, Carolina Motor Fest, and it's a pretty big show, and sold it there literally the next week to her. She saw the car there. Well, I offered to sell the car on consignment for her because she didn't really like the Camaro and she bought the Corvette. So I had the Camaro for a few months. We straightened out a few little small things on it, and we got it ready to sell. And I took it to a few shows, and everybody recognized that's the Pornstar Camaro, and then yes, it is. And the pictures that have been took with this car, and I love it, But so we have Carolina Motor Fest coming back up again. We have this show twice a year. I sold it in the spring to a real nice church-going lady, and now we have the fall Carolina Motor Fest coming up. I said, we'll drag the old Pornstar Camaro out, and that'll be a good place to, take her back out again. And I bought a really nice Copo clone Camaro, so I brought two Camaros. Had them parked side by side right there beside the event trailer, and we're doing our thing, doing a car show thing. Had a few people look, had a few people take a number down. Didn't think too much about it. Had a guy call me up the following Sunday, say, hey, I'm interested in your little silver Camaro. And I said, it's a beaut. It's a nice car. He said, I heard an interesting story about that car. He said something about a video online. And I said, yes, this is it. And he said, I would love to come look at it a little closer, maybe up on a lift. And I said, this car is gorgeous. There's no apologies to be made for it. He's a local guy. He's concerned with rust. I said, this car's rust-free. I said, it was bought new in Spartanburg, South Carolina. Just a great car. Local builder built it, yada, yada, yada. Pornstar owned it for a few days. It's a great car. He said, well, I'd really like to look at it. So he comes the following Monday. He checks it out. And he looks at it real close and all that good stuff. And, put it up on the lift and looks at it on the bottom and said, man, this car is nice. And I said, that's all I sell is nice cars, sir. Just talking and going back and forth. And he goes, how much are you asking for this car? And I told him. And I told him who I was selling it for. And I said, I don't technically own this car. I'm selling it on consignment. He goes, I think I'll take it. Just like that. And I said, easy enough. He paid me in cash for the car. I gave him the title to the car. He was tickled. He drove it home. Matter of fact, he drove it home the next day. He didn't even take it home that day. But I almost think VINwiki, this story's kind of turned that car around. Like it's gave it a selling point. Like not only is it a real RSSS, but it's an adult film star owned RSSS. I mean, I've sold Johnny Carson's Corvette and it brought nothing more for Johnny Carson. But this split bumper Camaro, maybe that's what it took to put the deal together. The last few years, it's been going around that Burt Reynolds was buying and selling Trans Ams, the Bandit Trans Ams, basically making ends meet like that. Maybe he should have got him some adult film star friends in there down in Jupiter, Florida, and he could really move some cars. He could learn a trick or two from old Rabbit. I called my business partner up in Los Angeles, and she was ecstatic. And now says she's looking for maybe to add a truck to her collection. Maybe we can help this adult film star out. I got a nice Mitsubishi Mighty Max pickup with a story from way back on it coming out of the body shop soon. My Pornstar client was extremely happy with her profit, and Big for Nothing still stacking blocks, and last I heard his mom and sister's still doing fine. I don't know how the adult film industry works. I know they say it's a small world we're in, and apparently the adult film industry, these guys are pretty tight too, if you catch my drift. She actually turned me on to another adult film star that lives locally in South Carolina, and said she's into collector cars. Old Rabbit, I'd bend over backwards to give her a ride in a collector car. And, you know, like I told you in the first video, and like I explained to her the money that can be made with collector cars. Now, just keep in mind, she owned this car for a few months. And she netted a $3,000 profit from this sale by just owning this car for a few months. She told me what it took to make the last $3,000 she made. This was a lot easier.
True negotiation starts with finding the right car, and the best way to do that is with Autotempest.com. Autotempest allows you to compare the results from Craigslist nationally with all the top listing sites. So visit Autotempest.com today and see where your next dream car is hiding.